Get those clippers out, boys.
On duty in the field and in the rear. If you want a beard, you can join Special Forces.
Okay.
If not, then shave. We don't have a military full of Nordic pagans, and that's why today at my direction, the era of unprofessional appearance is over. No more beardos.
No more beardos.
The era of rampant and ridiculous shaving profiles is done.
No more beardos. Hey, listen, I understand it, and I do agree with that policy. Yes, there are medical conditions that you're exempt from, and I totally get that. And I know there are some good service members out there that have a medical condition. Totally okay with it. But if you can look professional, have a clean shave, I agree. I think that's what we need to do. Okay, I just got back from an awesome range day today, and I looked on the internet and I start reading some of these comments about Pete Hegseth, President Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance. And I just wanted to take a minute to address some of those. Man, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of yapping going on down below from the ones that have never been in the military, have never served in the military. But hey, just to let you know, that recruiting office, it's still open, by the way. So let's jump into this video. I'm going to comment a little bit about it. I'm going to give my personal take on what he said and what's going on. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Semper Fi. These are top generals across the world.
This means at the War Department, first and foremost, we must restore a ruthless, dispassionate, and common sense application of standards.
I'm with standards.
I don't want my son serving alongside troops who are out of shape, or in combat
Fair
units
enough.
with females who can't meet the same combat arms physical standards as men.
Okay.
Or troops who are not fully proficient on their assigned weapons, platform, or task.
Okay.
Or
a military
who was the first, but not the best.
A warfighting organization.
Standards must be uniform, gender neutral, and high. The era of politically correct, overly sensitive, don't hurt anyone's feelings leadership ends right now. Either you can meet the standard, either you can do the job, either you are disciplined, fit, and trained, or you are out, because this job is life or death.
It's true.
Standards must be met.
Yes.
And not just met, at every level we should seek to exceed the standard, to push the envelope, to compete. It's common sense. If the Secretary of War can do regular, hard PT, so can every member of our joint force.
I agree.
Frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops.
Okay, well, there it is. So far, on this one little piece right here, standards are standards for a reason, right? They're military standards. We have to be combat ready. I agree with this. He's saying if the Secretary of War can go out there and do hard PT, why can't you? Why can't our military? Also, just to clarify, the President, Vice President, Secretary of War, they're civilians. Military standards do not apply to them. That's not how it works. That's not how it's ever worked. They do not adhere to the same standards of the military. That's what I hear a lot down in the comments, and I'm reading on some videos and my own. Hey, they're talking about beard standards, shave standards, hair, makeup, nails, whatever the case might be. Those do not apply to civilians. They are civilians. They are appointed by the people for the people. Just like I've had a lot of comments myself of like, why are they not practicing what they preach? Or, hey, you're commenting on this beard standard, and hey, you have a beard. Yes, I have a beard. I'm a civilian. I've served my time. I did my time, and therefore, I do not go by the military standards. I know that Vice President J.D. Vance was given grief of like, hey, you have a beard. Well, he did his time. He was shaved. He was professional. Now he's a civilian. He does not adhere to those military standards, just like the physical standards of the President, Vice President, Secretary of War. They do not matter. They do not adhere to the same ones that the military is adhering to. That's not how it works. Go back to the beginning of our presidency, and by law, the president cannot be in the military. If you remember correctly, General Eisenhower, then President Eisenhower, had to take off that general uniform to become president. He was a civilian. He was no longer in the military.
Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon.
Woo!
And leading commands around the country and the world. It's a bad look.
I agree.
It is bad, and it's not who we are.
I'm with that. I agree.
And this also means grooming standards.
Yes. Let me hear it.
No more beards, long hair, superficial individual expression We're going to cut our hair, shave our beards, and adhere to standards.
Yes. I like it. Get those clippers out,
This is
boys.
on duty, in the field, and in the rear. If you want a beard, you can join Special Forces.
Okay.
If not, then shave. We don't have a military full of Nordic pagans, and that's why today, at my direction, the era of unprofessional appearance is over. No more beardos.
No more beardos.
The era of rampant and ridiculous shaving profiles is done.
No more beardos. Hey, listen, I understand it, and I do agree with that policy. Yes, there are medical conditions that you're exempt from, and I totally get that. And I know there are some good service members out there that have a medical condition. Totally okay with it. But if you can look professional, have a clean shave, I agree. I think that's what we need to do. Now, does having a beard or not having a beard affect combat lethality? No, I don't think so. But it does give that look of professionalism. And I think that the Marine Corps has always stuck to that standard. I don't think that they got too far away with going out of the line of everybody having a medical shave kit and being exempt from shaving. That's just not who we are. That's not who I was when I was in. I did it. I shaved. I look professional. Yes, sometimes out in the field, you grow a little beard or something like that. If you're in Special Forces, 100% agree. I get it. Like you said, join Special Forces, then you can have it. But if we're in garrison, back home, nothing's going on, you're not downrange, and there's no reason, I think you should be clean shaven and looking professional. Here we go.
I've never walked into a room so silent before. This is very... Oh, don't laugh. Don't laugh. You're not allowed to do that.
What?
You know what? Just have a good time. And if you want to applaud, you applaud. And if you want to do anything you want, you can do anything you want. And if you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room. Of course, there goes your rank. There goes your future.
Yeah, okay.
But you just feel nice and loose, okay? Because we're all on the same team. And I was told that, sir, you won't hear a murmur in the room. I said, we got to loosen these guys up a little bit. So you just have a good time. But I want to thank Secretary Hegseth.
Man, don't you know there's some puckered up buttholes there, right? Man, not one person smiling, laughing, giggling. Hey, he said you can leave if you want to, but there goes your rank and your retirement and everything else. It sets the tone. I don't know. Okay, that's really all that I wanted to address. I know there was a lot about why the generals were coming together, why the president and the vice president are not upholding these military standards, also with the Secretary of War. Well, like I said, they're civilians. They do not go by military standards. I know there was a lot of comments and a lot of talk about the Secretary of War's speech and what he was talking about and who he was talking to. And hey, you're talking to 4-star generals. I know there have been some resignations of some generals, and hey, that's okay. He said if you don't like it, you can leave, you can retire, but that's the point. Nobody's forcing them to be there. I really don't see the big deal of what it was or anything like that. Yeah, there were some parts that could have been better, and he could have chose some different words and verbiage and things like that. And some people saying he was talking down to these generals. Well, not really. He was getting his point across. Whether I agree with it or I don't agree with it, I know there's going to be comments that agree or disagree, but those are the ones that have never served in the military, that do not know how the military works. So I just urge you to go do your research, form your own opinions, and that's okay. But let's get back to having good, honest conversations. Whether you and I agree on things, we can disagree, but we can have an honest conversation. We need to act civil and we need to talk things out. Hey, I'm with the new changes. I'm with our military being bigger, stronger, and better. I get that. And I do believe wholeheartedly, before this whole administration and everything going on, that we need to rebuild our military back up to that world global strength of who we are. It's a warfighting organization. I've said it before. Hey, I really do hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below and let me know anything or any questions that you might have or your point of view. I would love to hear them. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Semper Fi.